Hi guys, DVD Mike back with Series 3 of the home video updates. New titles, a few other new bits and bobs. Main addition to this new series, and the reason I stopped the series was because on the advice of a few people, mostly Oscar aka Disc Junkie, I'm now a YouTube partner, so therefore I can upload as much as I want. I can do any video of any length, and that's good because I haven't been on YouTube for a while, so I have a lot of discs to go through in this update. This is only going to be Blu-rays, so it will be quite a long update. I don't know if people will like the fact that they're longer. Please comment below if people want me to keep them short. That's fine, but I want to go into detail on some of these. And with the old format, splitting them into two parts, doing a ton more editing, it was a pain in the arse. So this way I don't have to do that. I can still edit the crap out and I can still keep it reasonably trim, but I want to talk about these things at some sort of length. So, on to the update. Like I say, it's a Blu-ray update. I bought a couple of DVDs recently. They'll be in another update, but at the moment this is just going to be focused on Blu-ray. So, this is not in the order I bought them in, it's just the order that I sort of picked them up. We have the Coen Brothers True Grit. I haven't seen the original True Grit in literally years. I really must watch it again. This is the HMV exclusive steelbook. I know other retailers in different countries are doing it as well. I don't dislike remakes. I wish they'd stop remaking good films and start remaking bad films, or bad films with good ideas that weren't quite realised well enough. That's what I want to see. Got a little cardboard insert there that just went on the top with Disc Junkie's hated Blu-ray bar on the top, so it comes off and does look very clean. I don't know if you make it out, but it is embossed. The blood and the people are glossy, where the rest of the steelbook is matte, and the words True Grit are embossed on it as well. And we have bridges on the back. This is the triple play edition from Paramount. So it's 2 discs, it's Blu-ray, digital copy and DVD. And whoever's welding in the background of this video ought to piss off, because that's going to really annoy me. Rather good that for once we have a UK steelbook with internal art. I'm not a big fan of these stacking things. I wish they put the other disc there, but you can't have it all really. Haven't watched this yet, as I say. Haven't seen the original in years, literally in about 20 years, probably something close to that. I am going to pick the original up on Blu-ray. Haven't done it as of yet. I just wanted to get the steelbook before it ran out. I think it was $17.99 HMV, if memory serves me. I just really liked the way the steelbook looked, and I thought, yeah, it's a keeper. It's a really, really good looking disc. Well, package. Extras wise, we have Disc 1 Blu-ray, behind the scenes with Matty Ross, outfits in the Old West, buckskins, chaps and cowboy hats, Colts, Winchester and Remingtons, the guns of a post-Civil War Western, recreating Fort Smith, the cast, Charles Portis, the greatest writer you've never heard of, the cinematography of True Grit theatrical trailer and Blu-ray feature film, obviously. Disc 2 has nothing apart from the film and the digital copy. This is a standard digital copy, I believe. It doesn't work with Android, it only works with iTunes, which is a bit of a shame because I've now moved pretty much lock stock onto Android. But hey ho, digital copies I never really watched anyway. It'd be cool to have it on my PC, and then if I'm bored one night I can watch it in standard def, but why I want to watch it in standard def when I can watch Blu-rays on my PC? I'll never know. I'm starting to get in the quite like to have digital copies just to have them, but never really watch them type of state of mind. Next we have something I've meant to pick up for years and years and years. We have Hot Rod by Ivica Schaefer, or Kiva as he's known. For people who don't know, the Lonely Island guys, I've talked about them before. Big Saturday Night Live fan, especially when they're on. Picked this up because the Kakalaki movie guys said the US one's out of print and it's getting quite hard to find now. I don't know, I really enjoyed this. I didn't think it was the best film ever made. It was funny as hell. But I think they had they've got a better film in them, if you know what I mean. I think it was only $7.99 from Amazon, something like that, so I thought if it's going out of print in the States, I might as well pick it up. Has commentary by Kiva Sandberg and Jelmer. I can't pronounce his name, I'm rubbish at names. Ancestors Protect Me, behind the scenes of Hot Rod, deleted and extended scenes, outtakes, theatrical trailer in HD, and more. Yeah, it's funny, it's got Isla Fisher in, who is absolutely beautiful, and one of my top 10 lovely young ladies. That sounded really creepy. Yeah, I think it's a great film, it's a good laugh. People don't know it's about Andy Samberg plays Rod, who wants to be a stuntman like Eve Knievel because his mother told him his father was a stuntman. And he's not very good at it, he's really, really crap. It got kind of lumped in with all the stoner comedies that are about, but it's not really a stoner comedy, it's more in the tradition of something like, I don't know, I'd lump it in, something like A Wayne's World, where it's smarter than it appears to be. Good film, well worth watching. And next one we have The Mechanic, directed by Simon West, another Jerry Bruckheimer alum who I've just gotten confused. Yeah, Simon West, who did Tomb Raider, which I really liked. I think Simon West was going to be like the biggest action director about. $13.99, as you can see from HMV. This is one of those Momentum ones that came out really, really cheap. The problem is Momentum at the moment is a lot of their stuff isn't 24 frames per second, 1080p, most of it's interlaced 50 Hz. I don't know what this is. Some of them are also, what do you call it? Cropped. They're 16:9 instead of 2.35:1 or whatever the ratio they should have been. This is 2.35:1 on the back. I don't know if it is, I haven't watched it yet. I really want to see the original of this with Charles Bronson. Really picked it up because I quite like the Staith. I love Ben Foster. Ben Foster is one of the hardest working actors of his generation. He's really underrated. And for Simon West because Con Air and Tomb Raider were awesome. Comes with a embossed slipcase. There's a steelbook floating around of this. I think it's a German one, but it's a bit expensive compared to $13.99, and considering I haven't even seen the film in the cinema, I thought I might as well actually, you know, watch it first and then decide if I want the steelbook later. Which didn't happen with True yet, but then I'd have to import the steelbook, so it would cost more and take more time, and I'm very lazy. So special features, we have tools of the trade inside the action featurette, delete scenes and trailer. Not a hell of a lot. Don't know how that stacks up against the US version. If people know, please put it in the underbar. Yeah, I think it looks cool. It's one of those films that's very teal and orange, as is the fashion of now, but yeah, they've got to stop that. It's a bit crap. Next we have one of my favourite films of, well, it came out this year over here. I think it was January, February I saw it. We have Love and Other Drugs, directed by Ed Zwick, which is really weird because Edward Zwick did like Last Samurai, Glory. He's a real, and Blood Diamond, he's a real issues person. This is kind of an issues film, but it's also a really sweet romantic comedy. But not so sweet that it's saccharine and crap. I really quite liked it. It's got a decent edge. He also, and a really, really nasty cover, he also did this thing where he hates, as I hate, the L-shaped bed sheets that turn up in all these films, where it covers the guy up until sort of his belly button and the girl up to her neck, so you can't see anything because it's PG-13 or whatever else. Never happens in real life. Never bloody happens. In this, they both get naked a hell of a lot. Well, pretty much all the time. Both of them are naked. And it is an equal opportunities thing. You do see Jake Gyllenhaal naked a hell of a lot as well. Really liked it, but I'm a sucker for a smart romantic comedy, as 500 Days of Summer and Definitely Maybe and all these other films that are, you know, my top 10 lists of that year where they came out show. I do really like a smart romantic comedy. This is a triple play edition from Fox, so it has a digital copy. This has a digital copy that works on everything, including Android. 2 discs there, which is good because Fox have realised that, you know, people have more than one player. Maybe it's worth we put it on something else. Mind you, saying that, the version that came with Unstoppable, the triple play edition, didn't actually work on my phone. I could not get it on there to save my life. I haven't tried this one yet, I don't think, so I might have to give it a go, see if I can actually get it on my phone. There must be a way that it's meant to work. We have, as far as special features goes, Love and Other Drugs and Actors Discussion, deleted scenes, Selling Love and Other Drugs, Reform Womanizer, Jake Gyllenhaal is Jamie, theatrical trailer, Beautifully Complex, Anne Hathaway's Maggie, and say Triple Play. Yeah, really like it. I think a lot of people should watch it, not just for the nudeness, because it is quite a sweet and well-written romantic comedy. It's also set in the early 90s, which I was hoping films would start doing, because you see a lot of 80s nostalgia and 80s stuff that isn't done as nostalgia, like The Wedding Singer was all, hey, let's take the piss out of the 80s, but there's films that are set in the 80s like Donnie Darko that don't force the issue. This is set in the 90s, and it's long overdue, I think. So, that's Love and Other Drugs. Next we have one I bought very, very cheap, and only bought because I wanted to see it again in HD. We have the Echo Bridge release of From Dusk Till Dawn. Now this has already come out on Blu-ray from Alliance Atlantis in Canada. There's a big throw up at the moment on AV forums and a few other places about which has the better picture quality. They both have no extras whatsoever. This says it has just stereo audio. I haven't put it in yet, but I've been reliably informed that it is 5.1 DTS HD. Like I say, I haven't put it in, so I can't say definitively yes or no. There are 0 extras, and it really is a 50-50 thing on which people think has the better picture quality. I think this has the better cover, if that helps. I also think it doesn't look that bad. A lot of people are saying it looks really bad. It doesn't. It's quite a good looking disc. I just wish it had all the extras that were meant to be on there. Full Tilt Boogie on the second disc of the Miramax Collector's Edition was great because it was a standalone film about the making of films. I love watching films about the making of films. There are very few that are very good. That was one of them. And this has nothing at all, not even a trailer. It's just completely bare bones, even to the fact that on the back, that girl there isn't even from Dusk Till Dawn, she's from Dusk Till Dawn 2 Texas Blood Money. That's lazy, it's cheap. Miramax sort of divided up their rights between Optimum, Lionsgate and Echo Bridge. Echo Bridge are putting out a few that are cheaper and not as prestige titles, they got the rights to those. I still like it, I still think it's worth an addition to my Rodriguez collection because it was the only film, apart from The Faculty, which really, really needs a Blu-ray release and a director's cut, that hasn't come out. I mean, especially with The Faculty, the fact that every single Rodriguez release, whether it's Laserdisc, Blu-ray, DVD, no matter what, had extras. The Faculty has nothing. It really needs a decent release. Yeah, it's worth a watch. Especially if you want to get it cheap, and there's no sign of a UK release, so if a UK release comes out with the extras or an extras version comes out, I'll pick it up of course, but that was only I think £7, something like that, so it doesn't bother me that much at £7. Next we have one of the box sets that I picked up. Got this from HMV in the UK. Well, it's Stanley Kubrick, the Visionary Filmmaker Collection, the UK version. People are going to say now, why didn't I get the American version? Because it comes with Spartacus, which is one of the worst DNR messes on Blu-ray currently available. That's why. And Dr. Strangelove, which is a very, very, very good looking Blu-ray, because it's a Digibook version. And the day after I bought this, I find out that they're re-releasing Lolita and Full Metal Jacket as 20th anniversary editions, or 50th anniversary editions, whichever one it is for each film, next year. So that is pointless, because all I have to do next year is rebuy the new versions to go along with that, and there's 2 discs in there that are just completely pointless. I feel a bit ripped off. I feel like it was pointless. It was $49.99 from HMV, which is only a couple of quid more than it is online. And I didn't really care about the other discs, so I was going to buy them again. Especially Dr. Strangelove, because it comes in a really nice Digibook. You do get a really nice, thick Amray case, with all the films. There's Lolita, 2001, Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, Shining, Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut, and the bonus disc which has Oh Lucky Malcolm and Stanley Kubrick: A Life in Pictures, which are in HD but they're upscaled. But that's fine by me. I think there's, again, reason to have documentaries on things, and putting a nice SD on a DVD and a Blu-ray set, kind of pointless. You might as well just put them on in HD upscaled. The US version came in a big digibook. This comes with a separate hardback book with all the information from the digibook. I don't know quite why they did this. I mean, my guess would be that what they wanted to do was have like a different language version of each book, because it's a Warner Europe release. So all you have to do is change the book and you can keep this the same pretty much, apart from the sleeve. That means you don't have to print up hundreds of books. It kind of makes sense. It's quite a well-endowed set, really. Lolita has 0 extras apart from the theatrical trailer. Again, special edition coming, thank you Warner. 2001 Space Odyssey is the same as the previous disc that was released. But the commentary, Channel 4 documentary, 2001 Making of a Myth, 4 featurettes, Standing on the Shoulders of Kubrick, Vision of the Future Past, Space Odyssey, a look behind the future and what is out there, 2001 FX and early conceptual artwork, Look Stanley Kubrick, audio only bonus, 1966 interview conducted by Jeremy Bernstein, and theatrical trailer. Clockwork Orange has some new extras, some old extras. Oh Lucky Malcolm's new. In the US it's a 2-disc release, so you get the second disc from this and the first disc in a digibook. I think DVDM picked one up. So we have Malcolm McDowell Looks Back, Turning Like Clockwork, considers the film's ultraviolence and its cultural impact, commentary by Malcolm McDowell, Channel 4 documentary Still Ticking, Return of Clockwork Orange, featurette Great Bolshoi Yarbollocks, me and reading, Making Clockwork Orange, theatrical trailer. Barry Lyndon, absolutely nothing apart from the theatrical trailer. So the 2 new discs in this set have nothing, which is really pointless. Shining, again, same as the previous disc that was released. Commentary by Steadicam Inventor. Vivian Kubrick's documentary Making Shining, again another great movie on making movies. 3 featurettes and theatrical trailer. Full Metal Jacket has, now there's 2 Blu-rays of this. This is the second release with the extras. Commentary by Adam Baldwin, Vincent D'Onofrio, Ali Emery, and critic, screenwriter Jay Cox. Featurette Full Metal Jacket Between Good and Evil, theatrical trailer. Eyes Wide Shut, again previous disc already released. 4 featurettes, The Haven, Mission Control, Lost Kubrick, the unfinished films of Stanley Kubrick, interview gallery featuring Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman and Steven Spielberg, Kubrick's 1998 Director's Guild of America D.W. Griffith acceptance speech, theatrical trailer and TV spots, and on the other second disc there's a Stanley Kubrick Life in Pictures and Oh Lucky Malcolm. Would I advise people to pick this up? No. Wait. Because they're going to release better discs of the bare bones discs and there'll be remasters. 2001 they found a lot of footage recently. It's not on here. They will re-release this. I was an idiot to buy it, but hey ho, it's bought now. I might be able to sell it on to someone who doesn't know any different. It's disappointing, but that's the way Warner seem to run their business at the moment. They want to get the money from the lowest possible investment. I can see it from a business standpoint. It just means they've pissed me off quite a hell of a lot. Next we have a TV series. We have Psychoville Series 1 and 2 on Blu-ray again. Comes in this really weird box because there is no way of sliding the discs out. You can see it's embossed on the front there. You have to actually lift the flap out at the top, and I hate these things because I normally put a big damn crease in them the minute I get them. There we go. So we have 2 discs, Season 1 and Season 2. Season 2 comes with a Halloween special. Season 1, Disc 1 and Disc 2. And Season 2, Disc 1 and Disc 2. For people who haven't seen it, if you ever watched League of Gentlemen, watch this, because their love for old horror films and basically just the macabre really comes through. It's a really, really well made, really, really messed up series. I don't want to explain too much about it because there's a lot of surprises along the way in both series and the Halloween special. So I just recommend buying it, even as a blind buy. They're not that expensive. I think it was $17.99 for both. That's cheap. Most films cost that, and you get a lot for this. The first season has behind the scenes, episode 4 split screen option, audio commentaries on all 7 episodes, extended interviews and photo gallery. Yeah, I think that it's a reasonably well made set. There's no surprises there, but there's nothing missing really. And it does have, you know, decent extras, which for a TV show is pretty cool, especially a British one. Series 2 has the Halloween special, like I said, audio commentary, Psychoville shorts, and Psychoville behind the scenes. Even more messed up the second series, but it ties up everything that happens in the first series, even though I didn't think it could in a million years. It does answer all the questions, and asks a few more, like any good TV series should do. I don't know if they're doing a third series. I really hope they do. I hope that people actually watched it. Horror fans, definitely worth a watch, especially if you like 80s horror and sort of mid 70s hammer horror stuff. They love it, and they really do pastiche it quite well. Definitely worth seeing, especially if you like, you know, 80s horror directors. Someone makes a cameo in this that's quite surprising, and it's never mentioned. They never actually say who it is, but people in the know. Okay, so the camera for some reason turned itself off. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, at the end of Psychoville I was saying that, yeah, they never actually say who the director is. He's never mentioned. He has a few lines, but they never say who it is explicitly, but people in the know will know who it is and get quite a kick out of it. Well, I certainly did anyway. Next we move on to a film that I've never really liked. I know it's a great film. I'm not saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying that I think it's wholly depressing and I get nothing from it. I think it's a well-made film and it's important, certainly, but it's just so downtrodden. We have Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. I'm going to get a lot of stick for this, I'm sure, but I just don't like it. I mean, I picked this up because it was cheap. It's $13.99. This is the US version. The UK version just comes in a normal, boring Amray case. This at least comes in a nice sort of digibook-esque fold-out with really nice artwork. It's a really nice looking package. Scorsese and De Niro there. I love Scorsese, but I love Scorsese post Colour and Money. That's where he got me. Comes with some art cards. Really quite nicely made art cards as well. They're really nicely printed. It's a nice package and it's very cheap. $13.99 for one movie. You can't argue with that. It's cheaper than the English version in most stores. Plus you get, you know, the decent packaging as well. Like I say, it's, I don't know, he does the right things in the end, but for the wrong reasons, and the way he does it, it's redemption through, I don't know, making yourself worse in a way. It's, I mean, I won't spoil anything for people who haven't seen it, but the end taxi ride, she doesn't stay with him, she gets out, because she knows, I think, that he hasn't changed. He's still the same person. He just did, he was pushed too far into one act, and instead of channeling that rage into a really bad thing, he did the right thing in a really bad way. And that grinding outside is going to really piss me off in a minute, to the fact that I'm going to have to go down and really hurt someone, I think. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, yeah, it's a good set, I think. Comes with the removable Blu-ray bar. Has a decent amount of special features as well. Sony actually went all out with this, as they do with all their sort of classics now, like the Bridge on the River Kwai. They have a decent extra set. Has Blu-ray exclusive interactive scripted screen. Original 1986 commentary with director Paul Schrader, writer Paul Schrader, director Martin Scorsese, recorded by the Criterion Collection. That's wrong. It's not 1986, the disc wasn't out in 1986, they could have recorded it in 1986, but that disc came out, I think, 89, sort of towards the 90s. I don't know what they mean there. Everyone keeps saying it's a misprint. I believe it's a misprint too. The disc wasn't out. And he talks about Goodfellas as being finished. That was the 90s. It's a misprint. Commentaries by writer Paul Schrader and Professor Robert Kulka. Martin Scorsese on Taxi Driver, producing Taxi Driver, God's Lonely Man, Influence and Appreciation, Taxi Driver Stories, Making of Documentary, Travis's New York, The Changes in New York from 1975 to today. Travis's New York Locations, we visit the famous locations in New York City 2006 and better than the same locations in 1975. Storyboard to film comparisons with Martin Scorsese's introduction and animated photo gallery. So a decent amount of extras. Most of it was on the previous sort of 2-disc DVDs that came out. The only addition is the Criterion commentary, which must cost them a fortune to license. And I wish people would do it more. If you've got the rights back, like Universal and Sony with a few things, Miramax, whoever else, buy the Criterion extras. Just pay the money. If you're not going to let them put the disc out, get the decent extras, because it's better than that than doing bare bones. Next we have something I waited on for a very long time. Didn't get the American version, mainly because the picture quality was subpar, and it was 42 fucking quid from movie time. The cheapest I think I saw it was 39, and I'm not paying that for one movie. I nearly paid that for the Stanley Kubrick box set for its faults. It's too much money for one film. Wait for the English version of Apocalypse Now, released by Optimum Studio Canal instead of by Lionsgate. I think it's a better looking, it's a hard box. I like these hard boxes, like the Taxi Driver, the Stanley Kubrick Collection, Bridge on the River Kwai. I'm starting to really like these now. Has a much better cover, I think. We only got one version, the Americans got two. I don't know why people would only buy the 2-disc version. The 3-disc version has Hearts of Darkness. As I've said before, films about making films are utterly fascinating to me. That is one of the best, and this is the first time since VHS, I think, that it's been available. You can also get it on DVD now separately. Other reason I waited, picture quality is not fantastic. Got a lot of stick from saying this before, but it isn't. It really isn't. It's filtered half to fucking death. It's not DNR mess, but it's filtered like nobody's business. They fixed an issue with this. The American version had a duplicate soundtrack on there, taking up like 200-300 MB of space. Why not put that extra space you've now removed back into the picture? Would have resolved grain a lot better, would have looked a lot better. Waste of time. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a rant too much on this, because at the end of the day, people have already stated that, you know, I'm wrong, it looks amazing, so fair enough, each to their own. I don't like the way it looks. I think it needed a better looking set than this. It has, in the English version, like I said, I don't know about the American version. I know Crazy Jason got the American version, does like an opening, has a reprint of the original handout, because the original version, I think the Roadshow version, didn't have credits at all, so they gave out this with the credits. It was like a pamphlet sort of program about the movie. The Full Disclosure Collector's Edition booklet, which I imagine, because it's called Full Disclosure, is exactly the same as the American version. So script extracts, storyboards, notebooks, photos. It's quite a nice little booklet. We have art cards, which I've left sealed. I do that quite a lot. If they're sealed, I normally leave them sealed unless there's something I really want to see. And we have the fold-out Gigi trays with the 3 discs. So we have the 2 versions of the film, Apocalypse Now and Redo, the special features, and Hearts of Darkness with additional special features. Discs out. It's a nice looking set. The colours are all themed, so they're all the sort of the reddy orangey colours, and the colours of the original Italian poster there behind me has those colours as well. And I like the way the American version looks. I like the sort of greeny blue. I think it's different, but come on, that's the Apocalypse Now image. That's the one that everyone knows and, you know, knows and loves. So we have, as far as disc features goes, Disc 1, the 1979 cut and the redo, and audio commentary on both versions by Francis Ford Coppola. Disc 2, conversation with Martin Sheen and Ford Coppola, interview with John Milnes, Fred Ruse casting Apocalypse, Apocalypse Then and Now, 2001 Cannes Film Festival, PBR Street Gang, Monkey Sampan deleted scene, collection of additional scenes, 12 window and pillar box curios with timecode captions they are, so there's 12 extra scenes as well. Birth 5.1 Sound, which is an amazing documentary because this was pretty much the first film with actual 5.1 surround. It had dedicated discrete channels, subwoofer channel. This invented 5.1. That's the reason I picked it up as well, because I want to hear it lossless, just to see, you know, if the mix still stands up. Destruction of the Kurtz compound, rather. Ghost helicopter flyover. That's again the sound design. It's the beginning sequence where it goes all around the soundstage, which is just amazing. Then the doors kicks in, keeps going round, and the napalm comes in. Beautiful. Music of Apocalypse Now. The synthesizer soundtrack by Bob Moog. Heard any good movies lately? The sound design of Apocalypse. Can't speak at the moment. Apocalypse Now. The final mix. Process of editing that took almost a year. This film was troubled. That's why Hearts of Darkness is really good. The colour palette of Apocalypse Now. The Hollow Men. Hearts of Darkness. And then on disc 3, Hearts of Darkness filmmaker Apocalypse. The ultimate feature-length documentary on the making of Apocalypse Now. John Milner's complete script with notes by Francis Ford Coppola. Storyboard gallery with more than 200 drawings, photo archive, marketing archive, so it's a really, really, really well made set with a lot of extras. I think I paid $17.99 from Play or HMV, one of the two. That's more the price for one film. Yeah, it's 3 discs, and you basically do get 3 films in total, but at the end of the day, I don't think that 40 quid is worth paying for one film. So with my, you know, reservations about the picture as well, I thought it was better just to get the cheaper version and still enjoy the film, and especially the sound design, but not pay the earth. So Apocalypse Now. Nearly there. We now have Time Bandits. I'm not going to go too much about some of these that aren't sort of deluxe sets. Great Terry Gilliam film. Written by Michael Palin as well. Stars John Cleese, so if you're a big Python fan, well worth watching. It's very dark, as all Terry Gilliam films are. One thing though, if you do own a multi-region player and you're in America, go for the English version. The picture quality is miles better. You have natural resolved grain in the US version. I believe it's only 1080i and it's DNR'd to death. It looks really bad. As an exclusive interview with Terry Gilliam, scrapbook containing stills and storyboards from the film and a trailer. I think this was only $3.99 or $4.99 from Amazon. I was cruising hot UK deals and it came up really cheap and I thought, right, I'll buy it. Only on DVD. I think the DVD has more extras. I think it was 2 discs. I'm going to have to dig that out at some point and find out what's on it. Great film. Got a huge cast. I mean, John Cleese, Sean Connery, Shelley Duvall. People that have stuck with Gillingham for a long time as well, like Shelley Duvall. Yeah, amazing. Dave Warner is fantastic in this movie. Great film, well worth seeing. Next we have something I bought, again, I think it was a hot UK deal as well, really cheap, it's $3.99 from Amazon. We have The Score, directed by Frank Oz. Kind of a showy performance by Edward Norton. I think Primal Fear was his true acting chops, he was amazing in that film. This was kind of, hey, look what I can do type of thing. It did quite, excuse me, it didn't quite ring true for me. It kind of rattled a bit. It's still a good little heist picture. For the money I paid, it's well worth it. It has had a DNR pass. There's no real film grain to speak of. It does look kind of mushy and kind of soft. Well worth watching for, you know, De Niro, Norton and Brando. I think they're trying to do a generations of the best actors, but Ben Foster's a better actor than Edward Norton is, and he doesn't stick his nose in. He just lets people make films, Norton. Don't try and direct them. Pain in the ass. But yeah, I don't know, it's a good little heist movie. I hadn't seen it in about well, since it came out, I don't think. So I thought it was well worth watching, especially for the money. As we have the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, done by Samuel Bayer. Well, I quite like this. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the original or even some of the sequels. This is a double play edition, DVD and digital copy, and the disc there. I think it was only £6. That's the only reason I bought it, because I wanted to see it. I hadn't seen it since the cinema. Thought, nah, it's worth a couple of quid. Has maniacal movie mode, which is one of the walk-on type modes, like the maximum movie mode or maximum comedy mode. Delete scenes, Freddy Krueger Reborn, find out how the filmmakers dreamt up this terrifying take on horror's scariest franchise and follow the reinvention of Freddy Krueger. Not a lot of extras because it was a flop. I like Jackie Earle Haley, I like the way Freddy looked. It just wasn't that scary, and it wasn't that original. It was showy, it was all filters and nothing else, but it's not a bad film. I'd say it's worth a watch. And it was cheap. Again, a lot of these I picked up just because they were cheap, and because now I'm out of work at the moment, I'm bored, so I want something to watch. Next we have something that wasn't bought because it was cheap, or because it was something to watch. Because I love it, we have Ridley Scott's Legend. Now, I never actually bought the decent Ultimate Edition DVD, my brother's got it. A few other people have. Has also awful new cover art. But we have, finally, a Universal release that hasn't been monkeyed with. There's no DNR. I think Ridley Scott gets a good, you know, say on his discs, so they don't mess around with them too much. Has both versions, Director's Cut and Theatrical Cut. The Director's Cut version is from an answer print, so that's not an original camera negative, not even a master, it's way down the line, so it's not the best looking HD transfer, but it looks like film. It looks like an old worn 35mm print that you might see in a revival night or something. That's why it looks really cool, I think. And the theatrical version, which again looks pretty good. I mean, it resolves grain really well, it looks like a decent HD transfer. It has decent extras as well. We have the commentary by Ridley Scott and the Director's Cut. Isolated score by Tangerine Dream on theatrical. Creating Myth, Making of Legend. Lost scenes with alternate opening. Brian Ferry's A Love Strong Enough music video, photo gallery and more. Fox have the rights to this in the UK, and they're releasing the theatrical version, I believe, on Blu-ray later this year. I will also pick that up just to see, you know, if there's a difference in picture, because you've got two different cuts on one disc here. That could starve the bitrate a bit. It might be worth picking up just because Fox will just fill the disc for the picture. They might have new extras, who knows, we'll have to wait and see, but I think this was only $10.99 again for Movie Time. Pretty much if it's an American disc, I'd get it from Movie Time. That's where I go for everything at the moment. But yeah, it's a great film. It's an acquired taste. It's really slow and weirdly plotted. It's very dreamlike and floaty. It's very much a departure from everything else that Ridley Scott ever did. But people know what this is. People love it. I love it. It's a great film, well worth watching. Next we have another one I picked up because it was really cheap. We have the first season of the Sarah Connor We have the first season of the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I don't know why I wanted to see this. It was only $10.99 for the first season. I know the second season is also now $10.99 now. It monkeys with things a bit too much. I like Summer Glau though. And I thought for $10.99 it's worth a watch. I've watched the first disc and there are some good points and bad points. It's, I don't know, fun, but it's kind of, I don't know, I think the further you get away from Cameron, the worse they get. I think Terminator 3 worked really well, but everything after that's kind of gone down the toilet. It's pretty good. For $10.99, if you want to pick it up, I wouldn't pay more than that for it. But it's alright. I mean, I can see why it was cancelled. I mean, I'll get Series 2 because it's the same price, just for completion's sake. But yeah, it's alright. It's worth a watch, I suppose. We have commentaries on 3 key episodes. Creating the Chronicles, 3-part look at the series. Both broadcast and extended cut of episode 7. Deleted audition, cast audition tapes, terminated scenes, storyboard animatics, Summer Glau dance rehearsal, and a gag reel. What it needs though is the uncut version of episode 1, the pilot, which is completely different depending whether you saw it on TV or you saw it on DVD or you saw it on here. There's different versions of it. It'd be nice to have the different versions of that on there, but Can't have it all, and I say for $10.99, why not? Next, I didn't get because it was cheap, I got because it was free. We have LA Confidential by Curtis Hanson. I do like this movie, so I only got it because it was free. It did come free with my copy of LA Noire from HMV. It's still a very good film. I think it's the best film that Curtis Hanson's ever made. I mean, 8 Mile, what the fuck was he thinking? It has commentary by a lot of people. I won't read out all those names, but pretty much everyone to do with the movie by the looks of it. All new featurette gallery covering the case of contemporary classic cinema. Whatever you desire, making LA Confidential. Sunlight and Shadow, the visual style of LA Confidential. A true ensemble, the cast of LA Confidential. LA Confidential from book to screen. LA Confidential TV series pilot. Off the record. Vintage cast, creator interviews. Director Curtis Hanson's photo pitch. LA of LA Confidential. Music audio 5.1 track showcasing Jerry Goldsmith's score and trailer gallery. Yeah. Great movie. Awful cover art, but hey, I can live with that because it's free. Well worth picking on Blu-ray. It's not a particularly great transfer. It's Dolby True HD, unlike some of the early Warner things with just 5.1 Dolby Digital. But for free, for a great film, can't argue with that. I know Blockbuster are doing it free on DVD, but that was from HMV free on Blu-ray, so bargain. Another TV series that I picked up because it was amazing, not because it was cheap. We have The Walking Dead. I think it's $34.99 from Tesco. It's the embossed slipcase. Great series, directed by Frank Darabont. Produced by Gail Ann Hurd. We have disc 1 and disc 2. It's one of those things that probably could only be done justice, as big as the comic books are, for the length of a TV show, and it's not that low budget either. They put a decent amount of money into the effects, especially what KMB Effects did with the zombie makeup. They're really good. Has quite a lot of extras as well. Making of The Walking Dead, Inside The Walking Dead episodes 1 to 6. Sneak peek with Robert Kirkman. Behind the scenes zombie makeup tips, convention panel with producers, extra footage, zombie school, bicycle girl, on set with Robert Kirkman, hanging with Steve Yeun, inside Dale's RV, and on set with Andrew Lincoln. Andrew Lincoln's one of those guys, I mean, I didn't watch This Life, I saw him in Teachers first. He does a really good American accent. He's sort of landed on his feet with this. You can barely tell that he's English at all. It's really well done. If you like zombie movies, definitely watch it. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and worried about how it would translate to TV, don't worry, it looks amazing, and it is amazing. Again with the looks as well, it's shot 16mm, so it's super fucking grainy, and that pissed people off no end. Oh, it doesn't look HD, oh, I was watching on channel 5 and it doesn't look HD, it looks horrible. That's where it's meant to look. 16mm is only going to look as good as it does, and it has a shit ton of grain. And you know what? Good. Because that's the way it's meant to look, and that's the way it will look. I hope they do 16mm next series as well. Burn Notice was shot 16mm, and then they've changed it all over to digital cameras. Pointless. It looks better 16mm with a grain, I think. And getting towards the end, we have the last two. We'll do the single movie first, I think. We have The Thin Red Line. This is the Fox UK release. I know Criterion released it in the US, but I don't have a region-free player apart from the one on my PC. So at the end of the day, I wasn't going to miss out. And this was only $13.99, I think. Comes with a really nice matte finish slipcase. This is region-free as well, so that shows Criterion up, because normally Criterion would only release something region-locked if someone else had the rights in a different region. Region-free. Fox don't care. Fox with catalogue titles, they're always region-free. So anything that was older than sort of like a new release will always be region-free. It missed some of the extras from the Criterion, but not a lot. It does have commentary by director... sorry, Terrence Malick would never do a commentary. Commentary by production designer Jack Fish, producer Grant Hill, and cinematographer John Tull. Thin Red Line acts perspective, the editing of Thin Red Line, shaping a Terrence Malick film. Hans Zimmer on Thin Red Line, delete scenes, and Guadalcanal in newsreels. It's got a decent amount of extras. It also has a better picture than the Criterion. The Criterion has a weird, bizarre breakup thing. I think it's twice in the film. The picture breaks up and it looks about 16-bit colour. It looks really weird. It just goes bizarre for a couple of frames. This doesn't have it. It has a much better picture quality. Grain is slightly better resolved in the Criterion in some shots better than this. But it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful 4K scan. It looks amazing. And is an amazing film. Terrence Malick is an amazing director. Badlands is still my favourite film of his, and I haven't seen this, I don't think, since the cinema. That's why I picked it up more than anything. I haven't watched it yet. Not a big fan of the cover art, especially, but at the end of the day, it was cheaper, and I didn't have to miss out on Criterion extras, apart from I think one thing was missing. I can live with that. Next we have something that I was going to buy on DVD. I bought a previous version of the box set. 2 previous versions, in fact. I've done a separate video on there, so you'll be able to see that. I'll put a link in the underbar if I can find the video. I have a Superman motion picture anthology. It's the UK version, which cost me, I think, 32 quid. In the States, it's something like $80–90. Import this, it's region free. You might as well get it cheaper. The box isn't as nice. Because it's a European release, it has no titles on the disc art. Cool. Superman Returns is in the player, by the way. I've watched the Donner cut, the original theatrical cut of Superman 2, Superman 3 and Superman 4 in this past week or so. Just for the fact that I'm trying to watch all different versions of it, but I don't know why I picked those versions first. Oh, flipping aura. Yeah, it's definitely worth picking up, especially for the money. There's some issues. It's very teal and orange now, as all films seem to be, and Warner Brothers seem to remaster all the time, looking like that. I don't know quite where they got this idea that teal and orange is the new hotness, but hey, they have. Extras, there are a lot on every single disc, pretty much. If you had the Christopher Reeve collection, as I have, or the special tin box that my brother has, I think Disc Junkie has, and a few other people have, there's not a lot new on this. You are getting the original cut of the Superman the movie, and the original cut of Superman 2 in HD, plus Superman 3 and 4 in HD, which went in HD before. Extras wise, there's not a lot of new stuff. Well, disc 1 we have Superman the movie, the original 78 release. Commentary, I won't go into too much detail on these, so I'll be here all day. Vintage TV Special, 1951 theatrical feature, Superman the Mole Men. Classic cartoons, which are Warner Brothers Looney Tunes. Theatrical trailers and TV spot. Disc 2, commentary, 3 documentaries, restored scenes, additional deleted scenes, screen test, music only track, and audio only bonus additional music cues. That's the expanded edition of Superman 1. Superman 2 has commentary, vintage TV special, additional scene, featurettes, 9 Fleischer Cartoon Studios Superman cartoons, and theatrical trailer. That's the Superman 2 theatrical release. Superman 2 Donner Cut, commentary, introduction, featurette, additional scenes, 8 1940s Superman cartoons. Disc 5 Superman 3 has commentary, vintage TV special, additional scenes and theatrical trailer. Superman 4 The Quest for Peace has commentary by Mike Rosenthal, vintage TV special, additional scenes, theatrical trailer. Superman Returns, one of the only new features on this is the, where is it? I'm going to find it on here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not even blooming listed. No, it's under additional scenes. You have the original deleted scene that cost something like 30–40 million of Superman returning to Krypton in HD, in 5.1, all finished special effects. Superman visiting Krypton, which should have been in the film. It's quite a poignant little scene. Goes on for quite a while as well. This is the only way to see it is in this set. You have Requiem for Krypton, Making Superman Returns. From script to screen in 7 segments. Crystal method designing Superman, and many others. Resurrecting Jor-El as how filmmakers recreated Superman's father as played by Marlon Brando. Additional scenes, theatrical trailers, Bryan Singer's video journals. Not listed, but I say among that is the original deleted opening for Superman Returns. Well worth watching. If you just put the disc in, don't watch it. Watch it beforehand. I wish they edited it back in, as well as all the Cal Penn from Harold and Kumar had a huge part in this movie. Huge amount of lines, all disappeared. Singer edited it all out for some reason. Don't know why, but none of it's here. They need a director's cut or a special edition of this film. Disc 8 bonus disc. Theatrical documentary Look Up in the Sky, The Amazing Story of Superman. Also, that's in HD as well, so it must be new. I don't know if it's on the old one, it could be. I haven't looked. Feature-length documentary in 5 parts. TV special Science Superman High Definition. Mythology Superman, Legend, Folklore and Cultural Influences. Heart of a Hero, tribute to Christopher Reeve. And The Adventures of Super Pup, 1958 TV pilot. So, a hell of a lot. 905 minutes as the camera went off and cut me off again. Well worth picking up, especially for the price. Don't get the American version, it's stupidly expensive, and the box isn't that nice to pay double the price of the UK version. Yeah, cheaply made, but well worth picking up, just to get them more in HD. And to see the original Krypton opening to Superman Returns, which is the main reason I bought it. So there we go, that's all the Blu-rays. If you like this long form version, then please let me know in the comments. If people want me to keep it to like 10 minutes and just concentrate on a few Blu-rays, that's fine. If you want me to be more feature in depth, if you wanted me to spend, I don't know, half an hour on the Superman set and really go in depth on what I think about the picture and the sound on each release, then let me know. If you want to see half an hour on one set, if you want to see 10 minutes, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'll try my best to sort it out. I'll keep doing the updates as I do, but this is something new for me. Hopefully it's something new for you. And I will see you next time.